All right, jabronis, we're back. Welcome back to the LPDS, Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti, for all those new folks in town. Just tuning in for the first time, whether it's on Apple or Spotify's or YouTube land. Thank you for being here. We're still here in the dungeon, day 128 here in captivity. We got Randy gnawing on some rubber toy in the background, so I'm sure you'll probably hear that in the background noise. We also got a new little microphone. How you doing? I bought these. I bought a couple of like clip-on what have yous to try out for when I'm on the road, and I have some possible guests or whatever. I was gonna record an episode with my man the Creature, but we ended up being too busy with stuff, so we never got a chance to record. But I got these things. Hopefully the sound comes out okay. I'll check it out in post and editing, and if not, then you're stuck with yet another garbage audio episode, and I'll try to be better next time. But hopefully these things work out. They're very convenient. I put them in a little pouch daddy right here, this little how you doing, and if you're looking out in YouTube land, and I can put in my bag and be good to go. I don't need all the other tech equipment besides the camera and my laptop, so that's pretty awesome. What else is going on this week? Hope everyone had a good week. I just got back. I was down in Texas doing some house hunting, so things are moving and shaking in that regard to try to be an adult again. I'm living in a basement. I'm sharing a bathroom with my parents. I'm 45 years old, sharing a bathroom with my parents. That is not a good look, folks. It's not a good look at all. We're actually going to be talking about not great looks when it comes to like dating and stuff later on in the junction, but this is certainly not a good look for me as an adult or a supposed adult, so I got to do better. So I did some house hunting around the world, if you will, really just around the country in one spot, so we'll see how that goes. Now, I'm recording this late in the day. I got stuck. I got sucked right into a documentary series. It was recommended to me by actually the Creature and some other friends, and then it's popular. It's the QAnon Into the Storm documentary series on HBO. And I was sucked in all day watching it. I'm not done yet. I wanted to finish up to find out how it ended. I think we all know how it ends anyway, but you should go check it out. Wild, how crazy that world became, and how people were clinging to what was, this is not a personal opinion, but just objectively speaking, it seemed like nonsense based on all the facts out there. It was a lot of nonsensory. Again, I haven't finished it yet, so maybe they answered a lot of questions. It seems like there's a pretty clear man behind the cue stuff, and as he was just spewing malarkey. I don't know what it was. Again, I haven't finished it yet, so for those who actually have finished it and know the answer, you're probably pissed off at me or like, you're stupid, you're not even close, whatever. Sorry, I don't know how it ends yet. I'm going to find out as soon as I get done recording here because I was on the recliner. I was upstairs. I wasn't even down. I didn't even make it to the dungeon most of the day. I was up there in the living space of my overlords, watching that pretty much all day with the dogs, like a psychopath. Because that's what I do. These people get sucked into this conspiracy as far as believing it and turning it into sort of a cult religion kind of thing, and going out there and parading and attacking the Capitol building and holding, conferences and YouTube videos and making money off of it. I get sucked into the documentary about that stuff. And I don't go out there and protest and rally about it. I just sit in my own world and watch it like a weirdo nut job. And that's how they get you. That's how they get you. Suck you right in. So go check it out. Don't spoiler it. Don't spoil it. It doesn't matter. It's out there. Spoil it. Let me know how it turns out. And go check it out. That's it. In other news, before we get into the silliness of it all, Hurricane Ian, big time hurricane, struck Florida. And by the time you're listening to this, I'm sure it's up the East Coast now. I think the Northeast probably get a little bit of the remnants of that, the after effects of that with some heavy rains and storms, but nothing like what it hit South Florida a couple days ago or earlier last week. Now, I know it's easy, very easy for people not down there who never experienced living down there or getting hit by a hurricane anywhere to just see the news, be like, oh, that's sad, and then go about your day. But let's not forget that those are people down there that are dealing with this, and they're losing their livelihoods. Some of them lose their lives. I don't know if there's a death toll from this storm yet. I hope there's not. But I have a lot of friends down there, some family still down there. From when I went to college and I was stationed in Florida, that lost power, had to evacuate, this and that. Thankfully, none of them have been hurt. Their families are okay. But people lost their houses, vehicles, everything's underwater. That's what hurricanes do. That's what these storms do. And it kind of goes a little bit to the big three. Just take that step back and think about what your life would be like if you have a home. And then the next thing you know, it's gone. It's wiped out within minutes of a storm rolling in. And all your stuff and worldly possessions are gone. And you're just standing there in rubble, okay? So before you kind of dismiss it as like, not my chair, not my problem, kind of think about that and empathize with the situation with the people that are dealing with. And I know the people up here in the Northeast have dealt with it several years back with Hurricane Sandy. So it's easy to forget some of that stuff. But you guys know, we all know what it was like here too. My sister almost had to cancel her wedding because of it, because it was 3 days before her wedding. That stuff kind of it's unfortunate and sad that people forget or they dismiss it because it doesn't happen to them. But we have to be mindful of that stuff. I think it helps us be better people overall when we can empathize with the struggle of others and see what we can do to help them out in any way. Whether it's just thinking about them, giving them a place to talk, whatever it might be, as small as it might be, it's better than nothing. So think about that. Now, back to the silliness. And this is not made up stuff, by the way. I'm not making this portion up at all. This military couple, was just arrested, I think in North Carolina, for trying to sell medical records of military members to the Russians. Now, this sounds like a pretty non-silly story, but let me paint the picture for you. And by paint the picture, I mean describe the actual situation. An Army major, forgot their name, first trans officer in the Army, transsexual officer, male to female, and her wife, who is a doctor, I don't know if she's a civilian doctor in the military or she's just a military doctor, whatever it is, were behind this. Now, apparently, according to the reports out there, the doctor wife has ties to Russia. I don't know if she was born there, she's got family there. Those are her ties. That's what I mean. Not like she's been working with them in the past. She's actually has familial ties to Russia. She's of Russian descent, I believe. The husband or the other wife, the trans gal, was apparently putting the squeeze on his wife to steal these medical records so they can sell them to the Russians for money. The silliness of it all is that they posted a picture of this gal, the trans person, and we're talking about a behemoth of a man. Not quite Chloe status, the Terry Crews cross-dresser that I encountered through my dating escapades. This was just a big lumbering guy, not kind of jacked, but in a dress and makeup. That was pretty much the only discernible thing that made that person look trans in this photo. And again, I didn't do any sort of digging on whether this person is a pre-op, post-op, whatever it is. All I was picturing was this towering individual, this hulking individual in a dress and makeup, No wig. He's been growing his hair out, her hair out longer. I apologize, her hair out. Towering over his tiny Russian doctor wife, forcing her to steal medical records of other military members to sell to the Russians. I mean, if that was that doctor lady, that's a crazy situation. I would have to do it too. I would be scared for my life. It's like out of a weird horror movie. The lady man is made me do it. Imagine you get arrested, and that's what they say. Like, oh, how do you explain for yourself to for what you've done? Oh, the lady man told me to do it. This clear man, based on the pictures only, this clear gentleman forced me to do it dressed as a lady. That's believable. Yeah, right. Randy, stop it. All right, where the hell was I? Technical difficulties. Randy got into a bag of flour. Now he looks like Tony Montana, and we had to pick up after it. It's really never a dull moment here in the dungeon. It makes for a lot of excitement. So anyway, where the hell was I? Yeah, that's a news story. The transsexual Army officer and his doctor wife just got busted for selling medical records to the Russians. And I don't know what they were going to do with it, if they were going to try to dox them or I don't know, look up their medical history to see what they're getting pumped with, all these military phenoms out there. I don't know what the deal is yet. I guess we'll find out pretty soon here. But that's what we got going on in the military right now, folks. Okay? In case you wonder why the recruiting's low, it's because we got shenanigans afoot. Our medical histories aren't even safe from men in dresses. That's it. Just circus act all around, and this is the best military in the world. Imagine how bad the other militaries are. All right? We got the best. All right. With that, it's time for, I guess, more silliness, really. The good stuff. And we'll just step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
All right. Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by, easy with the camera, Randy, Fred's Frosted Tip Spray. With school having started already, it's time to update your signature look so you can get all the attention in the school hallways. And what better look than to give your hair some frosted tips? Well, with Fred's Frosted Tip Spray, you can have that look in a matter of minutes. Unofficially endorsed by Mike Piazza and Tony Rigatoni, all you have to do is spray the top of your hair and let it dry, and the patented blonde technology frosts your tips to perfection. So to frost yourselves today, visit www.tiptopshape.com and use the promo code Timberlake for 2.9% off your first bottle. Looks like Randy over here in YouTube land's got some frosted tips with the flour all over him. But that was a signature look when I was in middle school, junior high school, whatever you want to call it. Everybody wanted to get frosted tips. They bought the Sun-In, the hydrogen peroxide, whatever they could to blonde themselves. And I wasn't allowed to do it, of course, because we had strict rules here in the nut house on our hair. So I decided to just be a loser. And by decide, I mean I was a loser, not by choice. So get your tips frosted. It's coming back. It's a look that's coming back. Same with acid wash jeans and other tomfoolery, if you will. So, all right, the cage fact. Okay, so this is actually I can't believe I missed this honestly, and all the hullabaloo going around Nic Cage's movie Massive Weight, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. How you doing? He actually did an interview when he was promoting that. I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel or one of the Jimmy shows that nobody really watches. That's probably why I missed it, because it's a garbage show. But he was doing an interview, and he was talking about how he was about to open up a film studio of his own. And he had the funding from Las Vegas, the commission there or whatever that allows, the government that allows, funding for stuff like this. And it was an $80 million funding line that they were giving him. And then in the 11th hour, they decided to pull that funding and they gave it to the Tesla factory instead. So Elon Musk inadvertently, sullied the chances of Nic Cage having his own film studio in Vegas because he doesn't have $80 million lying around anymore to just be spending on his own. So that was put the kibosh on that, at least for now. I'm glad it's in the back of his mind, and hopefully he decides to find a way to make that happen in Vegas. So that would be pretty cool because he lives there, and I also like to go to Vegas, and he's there. So that'd be pretty cool. All right, that's the Cage fact. Really a no-nonsense fact today. We're trying to make this a no-nonsense episode. I've been saying that I don't know how many episodes in a row now where it's been pretty much only nonsense, but we'll spin it on up to the junction and get the logo going and see if we can keep this business one time. Hey, Randy? For those of you in YouTubeville, you see this place is still a nightmare. I'm starting to clean it up. I got to set a desk up for work, and Randy's sneaking around in and out here looking for attention, getting some camera action. It's 15 minutes of fame. So, what the hell was I going to say? So I've been doing some, obviously you guys know that I've been hitting the dating apps, trying to be an outdoor cat again. I've gone into some of those escapades in previous episodes, and I try to talk about how it's going. And it's not really going well. And that's not a slight on any of the women out there in dating world, dating app land, because it's me. I know it's me. I've known it's me my entire life. I'm an acquired taste, okay? I'm like Scotch, the good kind and the bad kind. It's just an acquired taste. A lot of people don't like Scotch. And when you ask people who do why it's so good, they don't really have an answer for it. Because it doesn't really make sense why they like it. They just do. And that's the kind of clientele I'm trying to appeal to. And it's limited. There's not a lot of people out there that like shitty Scotch. So I have to be better. I have to age myself a little bit more and get better so that I can open my aperture for people who like this type of Scotch. Right now it's limited. But I've been out there trying to make it happen. One thing real quick. Anybody, this is for anybody, not just the profiles I've seen that I've been swiping on or looking at or whatever, but anybody on the dating apps, guys, gals, what have yous. If you have nothing but blurry pictures, everybody just assumes you're a fake or you're non-swipeable. You're an NS, you're a non-swipe, or a left swipe, an LS. It's 2022, okay? The flip phone season of camera phone technology, that's long gone. All right? We have to be better than that. If you can't find or take good pics of yourself or non-blurry pics, if you have nothing but blurry pics out in the ether for the past 15, 20 years, I'm assuming you're a fake. Okay, it's not really an assumption. It's an intelligence assessment based on the information given that we're in 2022 with all the cell phone technology and camera technology out there. There's no reason for it. It's probably because you're a fake who's taking screenshots of other people's pictures and it's coming out blurrier, or you're just, if you can't take good pictures yourself with the technology we have available, then you're a non-player. I don't want to be associated with you. You're a Scotch I don't like. How about that? We'll put it that way. Okay? You're an acquired taste that I haven't acquired yet. So let's get with the program with that. Additionally, I don't know if guys do this. I know girls do it because I look at girls' profiles all the time. If you say something like, and I might have mentioned this before, I don't know, but if you say something like, oh, I'm never on this app, hit me up on Instagram, I'll likely respond to you there. It's pretty clear that you're just fishing for followers on your Instagram, okay? Because why even download the app if you're never going to be on it? Because you're just fishing for followers. That's pretty much it. So just say that. Hey, I'm trying to grow my following. I want guys to follow me. Or gals, if the guys do it too. I don't know if they do it. follow me on here. Here's my Instagram. I'm not looking to date you. I'm just looking for followers and clout. Cool, got it. I'll go to your page. I'll follow you. You follow me back. You probably won't follow me back, whatever. But at least we'll be transparent about it. This nonsense of like, I'm rarely on here, but I'll definitely respond to you on my Instagram if you follow me. And then you go to follow them and they have, a couple thousand followers. If they follow nobody, and that's all it is. And they're usually like in their early 20s, college age, that age where all they care about is the Instagram following and the clout and not really caring about dating and finding a soulmate, which is fine. In your early 20s, get out there and go do hood rat stuff and slut it up and be a man whore, do whatever you got to do to explore yourselves and to explore others. So it makes sense, but don't hide behind that you're looking for dating. Don't lie to people right off the bat. Why would I want to follow a liar? And I'm sure I follow liars inadvertently. I'm not saying I go out there and anybody who's ever lied before, I unfollow. Everybody's lied before. But to see it out there on these apps, don't do it, okay? Just stop wasting everybody's time. We got it. You want a following. Just stop manipulating stupid idiot men like myself just for the following. Because we're gonna follow, okay? And it's not nice. So don't do that and don't have blurry pics, and we'll move forward amicably. Now, another issue I've been having with the dating apps, and I think it's not really an issue I've been having, it's an issue I've been noticing. And I think it's a bit of a problem that we need to figure out how to fix. All right? All over these dating apps, and it's been increasing day by day by day over the years, has gotten more and more prevalent. It's these guys looking for the down low fun, the DL fun. Okay? And if you don't know what down low fun is, it's when a guy or a gal, maybe gals do it too, but it's only guys that I've been seeing. They're either in a relationship or they're in the closet. They don't want people to know that they're gay for any sort of reason, and they're looking for gay action. And they want to do it on the down low. They call that the down low, which is, I guess, a term that cool people use to keep things secretive, in secret, behind closed doors, in the shadows, if you will. Okay? And they're looking for this fun on the dating app. So what they've been doing is they'll put their profile set as a female looking for males. So that's why they show up on straight males like swipage in their search history, because if I'm looking for a female, I'm not going to see gay guys. That's how it works. If you filter out certain things, you're not going to see those things. So they put themselves as straight females, so that pops up on my queue, and then I guess what they're doing is they're sending messages out to all guys that they're interested in doing DL stuff with, to try to coax them into it. Get a feeler out there, see if they're also on the DL or if they're willing to try. Whatever it might be, whatever their tactic is, their sales pitch, they're working to do it. And it was very annoying at first. It's especially recently where, what's the matter, Randy? Especially recently, it's certain sites like Plenty of Fish, which funnily enough, is funnily a word? I don't know. Funnily enough, Plenty of Fish started out as a Christian dating site, because fish, like Jesus, passed out all the fish to the people back in the day, and then he got them drunk on wine, and they killed him. Plenty of Fish, that's how it all started. It's since turned into a, what is the word? Not cesspool, because that denotes a negative connotativity. There's a plethora of guys dressing as girls, or guys using girls' pictures to get other guys, and the DL fun folks, the guys looking for DL fun. That's what it's mostly been on POF, and then even on other sites like Tinder and Bumble and the other swipe apps, Hinge. You'll see every once in a while these these folks coming in looking for DL fun. I got a message from a guy named Throat Goat XXX asking to do stuff. I politely declined, but at first it was getting annoying. It was like, I'm not here for that, so stop bothering me with that stuff. It was like telemarketers for DL fun. But then I started to kind of step back again. I try to use the tenets of the big three in everything I do, and part of those tenets, part of those pillars is to always take the step back and empathize with what's going on the other side of the ticket here, okay? And I tried to put myself in their shoes, and I started changing my mind a little bit, because I started thinking about what these fellas need to do in order to get their happiness or satisfaction, whatever you want to call it, their pleasure, that they can't get out in the open, okay? And all they're trying to do is have some fun, meet a couple of nice fellas to do throat stuff with, which good on you, okay? And instead of being annoyed by it, I started flipping this, my thought process and thinking, how can we help? How can we get them there without me doing it, obviously, because I'm not interested in throat stuff from other guys. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but how can we help at the LPDS figure this stuff out? That's something we always try to do at the LPDS, is help people, whatever it may be, whether, you follow the thing or not. If you're down for DL fun, there should be a place for you to go and be able to do that safely and openly without having to do all that extra work and keep it on the DL as much. And you can be protected in a little community to be able to have your fun without feeling, judged by it, or being nervous that you're going to message the wrong person, they're going to out you, or whatever it may be, because who knows why they're hiding this. Whether they have a spouse that they're hiding it from, they don't want people at work to know about this, or maybe their friends and family might disown them and defriend them if they find out that they're really looking, they like to do throat stuff with guys. I don't know what it is, but they should be able to do it safely and happily, I wish there was like an app. I wish I was able to provide that app. I wish the LPDS had the clout behind it now to be able to create an app for DL fun. Like the DL daddies. They can go on this app, the DLD app. And it could be a website too, an app, whatever it might be, so that they can do their stuff sort of on the DL, but a lot more safely and openly. Randy, get out of the trash. This dog, fellas and ladies, he never stops with the entertainment here. But if I could, I would devise this app, the DL Daddies. We can protect it. We can keep the whole thing on the DL, if you will, from nuts to butts. The whole operation can remain on the DL, so that you don't have to get caught, and it will be a lot easier than having to send out messages like a telemarketer to everybody, hoping that somebody bites and wants to do the stuff with you. So you can even hide it behind an app. Randy. Sorry there, folks. Randy is out of control right now. You can hide it behind another app, like the Notes app. So it just looks like the Notes app, and you can just pop it open, and even a Notes page pops up. So that the untrained eye, if your spouse is snooping around and your friends are looking over your shoulder, you pop open the app and it's just the notes. And it looks like you can actually write a note on there. But if you put a little password in, your own little porno password, whatever you want it to be, nipple, foreskin, what have you, and click enter, it opens the curtain, if you will, behind the glory hole, and you can get to access to the actual dating app itself, the DL Daddies, and whatever the format might be. Maybe it's a swipe. Maybe it's like just a list, like a grid of all the people within a certain mile radius that are on the app with their pictures and stuff. And then you know that these people are all there looking for the same thing. So you don't have to worry about messaging the wrong person and have them out you to the wrong people. And then your life is in shambles, because we don't want that. If you're trying to do safe DL throat stuff, you should be able to do safe DL throat stuff, for guys and gals. There shouldn't have to be this this nervousness about it, behind it all, and this level of uncertainty of whether you're going to be, your life's going to be ruined or not. So we could do that, and we can verify the profiles. You can protect it. Again, everything is going to be protected and on the DL for the DL fund havers, so that they can do their fun stuff. So you can protect it with multi-factor authentication, so that you actually have to verify that you're a real person looking for the fun. You'll sign away, not your rights, but you'll sign a waiver saying, here's my information to verify me, but the data's not, we're not going to sell the data. This is not a for-profit enterprise here at the LPDS. We're just trying to be an avenue for people to have, to be happier. We're for the people here. So we're not going to sell your data. We'll put that in writing. We won't sell your data. So you're not going to get, specific apps based off of your personal data, and nobody's going to have that information. It's not going to be sold to the Chinese or given to the Chinese like TikTok or Facebook's or Instagram or whoever else is selling your data for profit. There might be like a survey that asks, like, what sort of things do you like in your, in general? I like sports, I like theater, whatever it is. And then we might focus in some ads for that, like here are ads on sports and stuff. If you choose, you don't have to do the survey, whatever. Otherwise, that is the only way we'll make money is Randy. Jesus, folks, what a nightmare of an episode. Nobody listens to this anyway, so you probably won't have to listen to the shenanigans with Randy today. But so it could be generic ads, and all that'll do is pay for the site to remain functional, so that we can pay for securing the site, keeping it active, the server, stuff, all that to keep the site up, the app up and active. And that's it. And it's going to be for the people. You don't have to worry about you're losing your data, having to give away all your information, your spouse or family seeing you doing this, your other friends, that might be on these dating apps won't see you now unless they're also looking for DL fun. So you'll find a little bit of a community in there. As opposed to what's going on now is if you're on Bumble trying to be the throat goat, you got to really, hope for the best that your wife's friend is not on there as well, looking for a date and seeing your profile. Then you're donezo. But if that same friend is on DL Daddies, you're good to go. He's also looking for DL fun. Maybe you guys can link up on the DL, of course. And you could both be happy. Your secrets are going to be safe. You're not going to out each other. It's going to be a good time. And that's what we want to do. We want to protect the safe space for these guys to be happy and not have to hide. It's 2022, okay? There should be no reason why you have to hide your sexual prowess or desires anymore. But I also understand that we're living with people from different eras and different levels of education and enlightenment, if you will, who are still a little ignorant to the idea. Businesses are still run by people who are ignorant to the idea of gayness and DL throat stuff. So you want to still be able to get that pleasure and satisfaction and live your life. This hopefully would be an avenue to do that. Man, I wish I had the money and the actual brains behind this operation, because I would definitely try to do this for you folks. But it could be a happy, safe place, sort of like a digital glory hole. Because right now, if you go to regular glory holes, you don't know what's going on back there. This way, behind the Notes app, you get to find out what's behind that glory hole, that digital glory hole, and it's a happy, safe environment for everybody to do what they want to do in a safe manner. Of course, there's got to be protections put in place to make sure we're not dealing with any sort of like DL style Craigslist killers, because we want to make sure that you guys have your throat stuff. Without having to worry about getting Lorena Bobbitt and your pee-pee chopped off, because nobody wants that, and that's not a good look for anybody that doesn't want it. Some people want their pee-pees chopped off, like that Army major who stole medical records. So that's not what we're looking for. But this way, Throat Goat XXX can go send messages with, knowing that Fem Throat 69 on the other side is down for to do throat stuff. And they can 69 each other in harmony. And if we can be that avenue here, that vehicle to allow that happy DL harmony, then why wouldn't we want to do it? Again, the LPDS is for the people. The universe, the LPDS universe and the Jabroni Junction is all inclusive, okay? We accept everybody. And we want to help everybody become better, happier people. And if that means creating the Download Daddies app, then shit, we're going to try to do it. If we can get Throat Goat and Fem Throat 69 to be better, happier, less stressful people, and to spread that good word and to be part of the LPDS universe, damn it, that's what we're going to do. All right? And now they don't have to solicit for that stuff to me or to other people who are not looking for it, because it creates that awkward situation between both parties, and you don't want to deal with that. Neither party wants to deal with that. And then that way, they can get off those other apps without having to, deal with that telemarketing thing that they've been dealing with. And the people on those apps looking for other stuff can go on continuing to look for other stuff, knowing that they're not going to get unsolicited messages looking for throat stuff. And everybody's happy. And that's the name of the game. Everybody happy. That's it. That's what we're looking for here. Okay? And I think that's all I got today. The bottom line, the moral of the story, the LPDS is for the people. And that's all people. To include the DL daddies. And what was once considered an annoyance by yours truly, admittedly so, I've taken the step back to try to learn and grow and be a better person, and now we're going to hopefully try to help these folks out, because these fellas are just trying to get their nut too. And if we could try to find a way to give it to them safely and securely in a 2022 setting on a mobile app, then we're going to try to do it for them. For the people means all the people. We're not an exclusive club that is intolerant and shuns away diversity. Okay, we want diversity in all kinds. Color, experience, thought, throat prowess. We want all the diversity here at the LPDS. All inclusive, okay? We want it all. And that's really all I got today, right, Randy? Randy's high off of all-purpose flour right now. He's in shambles. Before we go, we sort of talked about it already, but the big three. Okay, these are the pillars of the LPDS, the foundations to staying strong and being a better, happier, less stressful human being. Number one, exercise every day. Whatever you got to do. Go for a walk, jumping jacks, push-ups. I was doing push-ups before. I haven't been able to get to the gym this past week because I was out of town. I got my steps in. I did some push-ups. Whatever I had to do because I didn't have access to an actual gym itself to get the exercise and burn the calories and get the chemicals rushing through my body so I could feel better mentally, physically, and emotionally. That's the name of the game right there when it comes to exercise. It does all that stuff. Number two, the hardest thing to do, don't be a shitty person. Be a good person, okay? And that includes when you get messages from FemThroat69 or Throat Goat XXX, don't be an asshole to them. That's a human being. They're just trying to be happy and find what they're looking for. You are looking for something different. That is okay. Don't make them feel bad about it, okay? Don't judge them for that. Don't make them feel like shit. Don't treat them like garbage just because you think it's just a profile on the other side and not a human being. That's a human being looking to do throat stuff and be happy. Okay? Remember that. Take the step back before you be a shitty person and empathize with these people, with all people. Hardest one to do. I get it. Like I said, I was annoyed at first when I was getting all these messages looking for glory hole action and butt stuff and a lot of other stuff that is not suitable for the LPDS even. But instead of being angry and getting mad at them and firing off shit talks, we're going to try to find a way to help. Number 3 of the big 3, the most important one, and this kind of goes back to what we were discussing earlier with the hurricane victims, be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good you have in your lives. Because you never know when it's going to be gone. And even though the forecast was preparing everyone, you got this hurricane coming, be ready. You can't just pack up an entire house and your livelihoods and just leave. Most people can't do that. They don't have other homes to go escape to. So no matter what some of these people did, they lost most of everything. And so you don't know when it's going to happen. You can have it all and take it for granted, and then tomorrow some sort of storm comes in, physically, metaphorically, whatever, and takes it all away. So be grateful and thankful for all that good stuff you have in your lives, and for the people you have in your lives, and for the experiences you've had in your lives. And you'll be well on your way to being a better, happier, less stressful person. Sounds like one of the overlords upstairs, my roommates, has just gotten home from work, which is perfect timing because we're going to end this now before chaos ensues. Thank you guys again for listening and tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends and enemies to spread the good word. And then if anyone knows anything about starting up apps, dating apps, and securing them, and so we can get the DL daddies going, let me know. But thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.